Hello, welcome to Ani Superfoods again. Today, I would like to share a little bit about another of the principles that I work on really hard every day, which is training and exercise and movement. And I just love it's one of my favorite things ever to do. Nutrition and training are two of my favorite things that I just love to focus on and learn about a lot, as much as I can. And so I wanted to talk about that today. So, well, there are different ways of training or movement or moving. The important thing is to move, especially like if you have a very like not very active life and you work like in an office or in a place where you're not moving too much. Whatever you do as movement will be very effective for you, and it will be better than doing nothing at all. The things that I'm going to mention today are a little bit more for people that are quite active and that want to improve or challenge themselves to gain more strength, to get more muscle mass, to maybe there are some athletes out there that would like to apply these things that will help them with training on their area of sport that they practice, or if you just want to keep getting more fit and keep practicing all these things. That's my goal. I'm still not at my goal, so I keep working and working, and once I'm at my goal, I'm going to keep working for maintaining and all of that. Anyway, so I wanted to mention the first one that I would like to mention is weight training. So before I start with this, I just want to tell you, like, if you walk, if you dance, if you do these things a few times a week, or if you go for runs or jogging, or if you play a sport several times a week, or if you do like aerobics or cycling, those things are awesome, are great. Don't stop doing those things, because exercising is not only for the body, but it's for the mind. And many of us love exercising because it helps you clear up. It's like a therapy. It helps you clear up your mind. It helps you get out of whatever is stressing you out, and you just focus on going outside. And especially if you go outside is one of the best things, like going for a walk, and not so much like being cooped up in a gym, which I don't discourage. Of course, I encourage people to go to the gym, but doing some activities outside can be very therapeutic. So keep doing those things, like walking, dancing, all those things, because they are great. And especially if you have, like if your livelihood depends on it, and keep doing those things. And maybe these other things that I'm going to mention are little things that you can add to your routine or to the things that you do, because the good thing about this is that it doesn't take too much time or too many times a week. It depends on your schedule and how you want to make it work out for you. So now that I made that clear, also I want to make clear that I'm not a physician or a personal trainer. So whatever I'm saying here is just sharing what I do. This is what I do, and I just would like to share and just give you some ideas, maybe so you can research a little bit more on your own and see what things will work for you to apply them. Alrighty, so weight training. So weight training, we all know that is lifting weights, and there are different ways of lifting weights. Doesn't necessarily have to go into the gym. It doesn't necessarily have to be going to the gym. It can be at home, lifting heavy things, carrying backpacks. For now, when I'm talking about weight training, I want to mention 7 compound movements. I do most of them, not all of them, and I do work out every day. I like to do something every day. Sundays, what I do is mainly just walk with a lighter backpack, but I do like to walk even on Sundays, just because I feel uncomfortable not doing anything at all. So especially after the meal, after eating. But I do work out six days a week, and yeah, when the night comes, I'm just ready to go to sleep. So there are the squats. I think we all know what squats are. The deadlift is another compound movement, and a compound movements are movements or exercises where you work more 2 joints or more, which it will involve big groups of muscles. So it will involve several groups of muscles in opposite to isolated, weight training, which is usually like if you do the curls like this, it's just mainly this is what it works. But if you do like a squat, for example, and you do it with, with the weights on, that you're gonna work a lot of muscles in there, your shoulders, your arms, even your abs, your legs, your behind, all of those things. The deadlift is when you just, you just lift up the big heavy weight as much as you can. Dr. Attia says that you should be able, a healthy person should be able to lift up their own body weight on a deadlift. Then overhead press, and it can be with any kind, like barbells or whatever thing you have. Over press head. Those really really tire me out, especially if you're doing like really slow. You're like really slow, or you feel that burning like much faster. And so you can do them according to what your needs are or how you feel better doing them. And then if you can like go to the point where you're doing really slow and go to muscle fatigue, that's a good indication that you're really working them up. And then lunges, I think we all know what lunges are. Farmer's walk, and I love that one. Or also some people call that exercise the case carrier. You just walk with the weights on your side. And I've been doing that, and I can feel the effect on my shoulders and arms and on the sides of my waist, I guess, and my like side abs and stuff. Then there's another one called a barbell row. You just like this. And the bench press. The bench press is awesome too. You just the bench press, and and it is you decide what the challenge is gonna be, how many repetitions, how many sets. Your body will tell you how many times a week you can do it. Like if you can't move, or you're too tired, or you feel like muscle fatigue really bad, then that means maybe you need to take a break, a day or two or whatever, and then you start again when you feel completely recovered. But those are some of those exercises to work on. Then we have the exercises of isometrics or calisthenics. I would say they come kind of in the same category. And calisthenics is using just body weight, and it's amazing. The people that do those things, they have a lot of flexibility and strength. They're so strong. So, for example, the hangman or the dead man my English, you're just hanging there from a bar for a minute. If you can do it for a minute, Dr. Attia also says that is one of the indicators for measuring good health in people. So I do that like 5 times a day. And, whenever you have a minute or 2 minutes, I do it for 1 minute, a minute and a half, 2 minutes if I can. I mean, in my wrist and my hands, my grip, it just gets like almost shaking by the time that I'm almost at 2 minutes. So, and if you're doing it consecutively, you probably won't be able to do it for that long, all the time. But so you also practice that. And hanging is awesome for your back, for your spine, for your shoulders, for your elbows, and all the joints on all the upper body. And people that practice this say that it's very helpful with pain. Like if you have pain on your lower back, or even on the joints on your wrist or on your elbow or your shoulders, it helps with that. And I've been practicing for about over a month, 2 months maybe. And I just love it. I mean, it's a challenge and it's not easy, but I love it. And while I'm doing it, it's kind of hard, to hold on there. It's almost, it's burning. But then once you do it, it's just like, it helps you wake up and everything. It's one of the first things that I do first thing in the morning. And so, yeah, it's awesome. Hang in there. And then you get stronger and stronger, and you can add more seconds to every time you do it. So hanging is awesome. And then, Then, and then any other calisthenics that you can do or isometric exercises. I do the plank also for 1 or 2 minutes. You can practice do some push-ups, even on your knee if you have to. Pull-ups, I'm not good at pull-ups, but I wasn't able when I was younger, even a few months ago, to do a whole push-up with my whole body. It was just so hard for me always to try to do push-ups. My arms were so weak, even though I ran and I did a lot of other stuff, but I was weak. But now I can do 15 push-ups without stopping, whole push-ups when my chest almost touching the ground every time. So yeah, I'm getting a lot stronger, and it's worth the effort and the trying. All right, and what else? Then we have something called rocking that I kind of made mention of it, which is, walking with a backpack on or with some weights on you. There are some sophisticated backpacks that are sold that have the weights, and you can measure the weights that you want, how much you can carry, all that. I don't have that backpack, but I do have other backpacks that I put weights on, and then I go for a walk for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. And yeah, I do that like 2-3 times a day. I take my children at that time. And what I started doing now, instead of just carrying them both 25 pounds in here and 20 pounds on my front, what I do is I just carry 25 pounds on my back and then 25 pounds in my hand and 25 on the other hand. And I just walk like that. And it's a challenge, but it's awesome. I felt awesome. I love trying that. And so I carry 75 pounds now. And I do it for about, it's about 2/4 of a mile, I think, one way, and coming back is another 2/4 of a mile. So yeah, I'm getting there. Awesome. So, and people like to go like hiking in the mountains and stuff with those little, it looks kind of like a vest with weights in it, and that's how it works. Some people go running with it too. I don't do that. I just, because I carry way too much weight, like 50 pounds, 70 pounds, 60 pounds. It's kind of heavy. So it's not my goal to run with that for now. Then sprinting is one of the best things. Sprinting is much better for you than endurance running. And I'm not saying that you should stop endurance running, but when you're measuring health and the benefits of the exercise, and also it's so efficient on time, sprinting. So sprinting is just running as fast as you can for 10, 15 seconds, then you stop, rest for a few seconds, and then you start again, 10, 15, yeah, and so you do it like 5, 6 times, whatever you can do it. And that adds up until about 10 minutes. So I do sprint about 10 minutes, or sometimes about 15 minutes, but I break it down. So I do 10 minutes, then maybe in the afternoon or something, I have 5 minutes, I go sprinting again and come back, and it's good. It's awesome. It helps a lot with, there's Dr. Sean O'Mara, and he talks a lot. He's a very, very big advocate of the carnivore diet, and also a lot of things, a lot of great things, but sprinting, and he talks about the science of sprinting and why it's much better for your health. I'm not talking about sport from a sports point of view, or, and if you I love endurance running. Sprinting is hard for me, and I don't like, it's hard, but I feel so good when I do it and just accomplishing that, And he discovered that sprinting helps with better than any other thing, better than any other exercise, that in combination with weight training or resistance training, to get rid of visceral fat. And we'll talk about visceral fat another time, but visceral fat is one of the biggest threats for health, and it's the fat that forms around your organs, your liver, your stomach, your pancreas, all of that, even around your heart. So is the first one that forms when we are in a healthy state, but it's also the first one to go when we start eating healthy again. And that's why a lot of people maybe don't see, like, oh, I'm not losing any weight, I'm not getting any out of this, and blah, 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 because that's the fat that is not very visible, but is very dangerous. And so You can see it on a MRI scan or in a scan machine. And for health reasons also, he doesn't do very many scans, but he does uses MRI machines to measure the visceral fat and organs, and it's amazing. It's amazing how everything starts changing on you once you start getting better with that. So sprinting is awesome for not just for your muscles and not just for burning, calories, that a lot of people are worried about calories, but for also burning sugar from, like, for glycogen, the use of sugar for your muscles for energy. And so it's very effective, and I'm loving it. I mean, the process is hard, but I love it. I love that it's so efficient and so effective in promoting good health. So try to do that, even if you just do it like for 1 minute, 2 or 3 times, or no, let's say that will take like 3 or 4 minutes maybe. And, and even if that's the only exercise that you start doing, it will be great at that. A lot of people start like that. And the reason that I'm mentioning all of these things is because I feel good enough now to do all those things. That doesn't mean that you need to do all these things or they need to apply and so you can accomplish something. No. Like I said, you keep doing what you're doing, and then maybe you can choose one of these things, whichever is the simplest for you, and start practicing them. Like sprinting for 5 minutes, 3 times a week. There's only 15 minutes of exercise a week. And then you're going to start, if you do that together with changes on your sleeping habits and all the other principles that I mentioned before, you're going to feel so good that you're going to want to do more things. But even though if you don't, this will be a real great thing to do. Sprinting is amazing. And then, like I mentioned, walking with weights or rocking. It's also amazing if you just can do that. Like when you go for a walk, just carry some weight with you, and that will be very beneficial. So, okay, that's what I wanted to mention. I hope you guys can learn something from it. And if you have any questions, you can ask me anything, or if you have any comments or any ideas, please let me know. Thank you for watching the video and for listening, and see you next time. Bye.